If cutting me out of your life was so hard, why didn't you try keeping me in it? Give me a call, start a fight, then try to make everything alright. Or did you get sick of that dance too? Did you finally start to understand what I told you time and again about how I wasn't worth having around? That we put each other through so much shit that we could never get back to that common ground. You think you're playing the adult cutting the ties, but weren't you the one who called me drunk and high at 4 a.m. to tell me that you missed when I was a better friend? When those same times were the worst in my life, and you never realized it. I had an eating disorder, and you were more concerned about having a boyfriend to notice that I was sick. You were so used to being perfect that you saw my changes as progress and not an indicator of something else. If I could count all of the times that you hurt me, I would spin them in the lies I told you, and maybe then we could even each other out. Then we'd fall into the same routine. I'd bring up the past and you would say you loved me. I would never really forgive you, but you would still want me, no matter how many times I tried to shake you off. Why must you make me act like a school kid when all I want to do is get over it and live my life as a person who doesn't care about what happened in grade 10? You always brought out the worst in me, and I always saw the worst in you. You hated that I built up so many walls, but I was trying to protect you. I loved and hated you at the same time. I always resented that you never took my side. You hated me for loving someone that you didn't like. You watched her break my heart and stood by her side. So what do you want me to say? I'm sorry you became insufferable and that I became a bitch? That I may be vain, but at least I'm more subtle about it. That I lied to you more times than I could ever count, because with you, I never could be quite perfect enough. I hated living in your shadow and always measuring up to her. I hated being second best. Hell, most of the time I was third. But most of all, I hated myself the worst. And I don't want to remember that. So I'll always be the one writing angry poems, acting like a self-absorbed kid. But when I think back on how much I've grown, you'll remind me of where I've been. So, hey everybody, this isn't normally the sort of thing that I put on my main channel. I normally put it on my little Some Nothings channel, which is like poetry and random variety thingies. And I'll put an annotation to that channel right here. I'll also be down there, yada yada yada. You know the shtick. But for some odd reason, I felt like putting this one on the main channel, and I'm not really sure why. But I hoped you liked it, and if you didn't like it, that's okay too, because you're allowed to not like things, you can have an opinion. Woo! So yeah, I guess this is an awkward outro to a poem. So, random update things at the end. New video. I'm probably gonna put this on my little Some Nothings channel too, because, you know, yeah. I also have created a new second channel, so I can put other things that don't really fit into the billion other channels that I'm on. So that is Aslemka, which is AK Melza backwards. I'll put an annotation and link or whatever too, and that's just gonna be really dumb videos that I probably took on my phone, because, you know, that's what second channels are for. Dumb things. Which is a horrible thing to say. I hope I didn't offend anyone. Don't go away. Okay, I offended someone, I bet, so I'm gonna go. Yeah.